Hello everyone and welcome to Dirt Rally here on Box Gaming. My name is Justin, as I literally just wrote on the screen. Turns out my last name is Sutton, as I also just wrote on the screen, but that's been widely known for a while now. If you watch literally any of my iRacing videos, you will know that my name is Justin Sutton, and yeah, oh god, I gotta select my age range. Oh, the age range. Why? Why did 31 have to be the bottom number for something? 31 to 40, my god. Oh, I am 31 years, 2 months, and 1 day old. And a few hours. Like, 8 hours? Yeah. Something like that. But I decided I would show the entire beginning of this game, just in case anybody hasn't purchased Dirt Rally and they're maybe thinking about getting it. You know, I wanted to show the entire experience from start to finish, so well, at least that's the idea anyway. So that's why I'm showing all of this beginning stuff where you set up your name and what country you're from and you select your age range. I think the age range thing is more to do with the fact that this is an early access game, and indeed you'll see some information about the fact that it's early access later on. So I'm going through right now and I'm doing the assists manual sequential because I don't have an H shifter. Clutch override is on, exterior cameras are off, launch control is on. Interesting. I don't know if I did that on purpose. Anyway, ABS is off, traction control is off, stability is off. The HUD is on because I have no idea what I'm doing here. It turns out there's really not much of a HUD, though, to be totally straightforward. So not a lot there. And I picked some other things that I didn't talk about. That's fine. Welcome to Dirt Rally. This is your start line. You can have the best pace notes in the world, but you never really know what's coming next until you full throttle it through a stage. That was the line from our very first welcome message and something we kept reminding ourselves throughout early access at the start. We felt something. Man, I scrolled way too fast through that. I was planning to read it in this video, but I hope you guys can read faster than I can talk. But yeah, that's a message from the Dirt team. This is Dirt Rally talking about the latest version. I was like, looks like patch notes. Is this patch notes? And I was like, yeah, it kind of looks like patch notes, so I'm just going to skip through. So I decided I'm going to go straight into the career. I have seen other people playing this game. I've seen Yorkie065 play this game. Miko has even put up a video of Dirt Rally here on this very channel. Miko is Finnish and therefore is a rally god by just pure genetics. I mean, you know, he doesn't have to do anything. Going through the graphics options there, I left everything on Ultra because it kind of automatically detected on Ultra. One thing I neglected to do, though, is turn off VSync, which is why at the top right you're seeing I'm getting 120 frames per second. I have a 60 hertz monitor, so I really don't want to be going above 60 FPS, otherwise I get tons of screen tearing and stuff, so hopefully that won't be a problem in the video. I was getting screen tearing while playing. Didn't really notice it at the time because I was having a hard time just dealing with the cars. Speaking of the cars, you can see them right there. A large selection of rally vehicles to choose from. I'm going to start at the very bottom, of which there are only two choices, the Mini Cooper S and the Lancia Fulvia HF. Fulvia definitely sounds like a female body part. Also, the Mini Cooper is cheaper, and they're almost the exact same power-to-weight ratio, with the Mini having a slightly better power-to-weight ratio. I was doing some rough math in my head right about here. The Mini, obviously, with 100 horsepower, makes it kind of, you know, so that's 1 horsepower per 14.7 pounds. So I was trying to work out what 15 times 14.47 was and add that onto, so it was a whole thing. I ended up deciding on the Mini, though. Now we're going into the whole crew chief thing. I never knew that this was even a factor in Dirt Rally. I had no idea, and then I found the livery button and I was like, oh well, you're gonna let me choose my livery. My gut instinct told me to go with that number 12 livery because I quite like the red, black, and white color scheme. However, this other red and white one is number 86, and being an initial D fan, the number 86 or numbers 86 has special meaning to me. So I decided to go with that red and white livery with the kind of white roof on it. So yeah, there's crew chiefs and engineers and all sorts of things. So like, it's a whole career mode. Like, this is some serious stuff. I was surprised. I didn't know that all of this was involved in the career mode. I've never seen anybody at these screens in any of the videos I've watched. As I mentioned, I've seen Yorkie065 playing this game. Miko's played this game. I've seen Alex Gillen played this game as well. None of them showed any of this stuff, so I had no idea this was in the game, to be totally honest. Even Empty Box did a Dirt Rally video, or even a couple, possibly. He definitely did at least one, though, and he certainly didn't show any of this type of stuff, so I was pleasantly surprised. But at the same time, I realized I was recording, so I wanted to make this as quick as possible. I don't want to be spending 15-20 minutes deciding who I want to be on my team. I decided I wanted to save money. Part of the reason I got the Mini, because it was actually cheaper than the Lancia. So I've decided I'm going to just apply the same thing. So I'm going to pick somebody from this lower end range, and I want somebody that's going to improve my suspension and braking, because I find that's probably going to be the most important thing for me when I'm learning this game. Again, you know, I haven't ever played a rally racing game on a wheel, ever. This is literally my first time playing a rally racing game with a racing wheel. So this is a very new experience for me, so I really want to help myself when it comes to suspension, handling, and braking, because getting stopped is going to be super helpful. I don't want to be taking off into the distance at 100 miles an hour and then unable to slow down when I all of a sudden realize that the next corner is a hairpin because I missed the co-pilot call out. So I went with somebody that improved my suspension and brakes. Hopefully that will help me kind of get through the early stages. I don't know if there's any sort of tutorial to go through or anything like that. I probably could have benefited from that significantly. I do not know at this stage. I have no idea what the co-pilot callouts mean. I don't even know if they're called callouts. The instructions, the directions that the guy shouts at you. He's not shouting. He's pretty calm, actually. But the directions that you're getting while you're driving a rally car. I really didn't know, you know, like left 6, 40 and all that business. Like I'm pretty good at problem solving and just logical thinking. So I believe I've figured it out. I have not looked it up, to be totally honest. Oh yeah, I did see here that there was such thing as upgrades, so I was wondering, you know, can I just spend some of that 9,300 credits I have at the top right to make my car faster, and I could not. So that's something that I think happens over time. So here we have our first race. The first rally, in fact, is in Greece. First stage is, oh golly, Rabies Koala. Rabies Koala is the first stage here in Greece. It's a strange name, but yeah. So I am, of course, American, and we got a couple of Australians. I don't know what that other flag was. I think I saw a Swedish person. I'm not entirely sure. Also, I didn't know if I was supposed to go into the shakedown and I really wasn't gonna mess with my vehicle setup. So I was like, screw it. We'll do it live. So here we are. For the first time behind the wheel of a rally racing car. And for those of you that follow me on Twitter, you're going to know exactly what happens next. But we're having a look at the buttons. Yeah, I want to know what the handbrake is. So right now I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, handbrake is 3. Now, which button is 3? So I think I figured it out just kind of logically. I think it's the circle button on the Driving Force GT. Yes, I believe that's right. It's the circle button. Which would be the B button if you were on like an Xbox controller. So here we are. We have a 15-minute time limit at the top right. Hopefully we won't need all that much. And we're away, and it's taking me a really long time to shift into second gear. Obviously, I'm recording this after the fact. Oh, and I did not turn the wheel nearly enough. I'm used to driving racing cars on dry surfaces that aren't covered in dirt, and I have understeered my way right off the circuit, and I am tumbling down the mountain. And I've decided I want to restart, which it turns out restarts cost money, 1,000 credits for a restart. But I was like, well, you know, I really don't want to just fly off the mountain on turn 3. So I went ahead with the restart, and we're going to try that one more time. Again, this is my practice. These are literally the first laps, as it were, that I've turned in this game. So there we go, already taking turn 1 much better than last time. And here we go through turn 2. Need to get over to the right-hand side for this corner, and I probably should have downshifted, and I'm going off the mountain again. Let's take another mulligan on that one. Let's go ahead and restart again. I probably should have done some sort of training or maybe a quick race just to get a feel for these cars before I go in there. Now this Mini is front-wheel drive. It's a front-wheel drive Mini. I believe newer Minis are rear-wheel drive. I'm not 100% certain about that. I could be wrong, but I thought they were. Anyway, this Mini is very much front-wheel drive, which means it understeers like crazy. So I'm not really comfortable. Yeah, look at me just understeering into a mountain. I'm not really comfortable using the handbrake just yet because I don't even really know how the game handles. You know, I figure handbrake stuff is more advanced, but really in this Mini, the handbrake is crucial, absolutely crucial. So I have managed to completely spin it around. Yep. And I beached it. Yep, I've totally beached it. 12-second time penalty for that one. You can see at the bottom left, we're not even halfway through the stage. We have a right 6 up next. So as far as I can tell, the numbers, so it says left 2 there, that means it's quite tight. The lower the number, the tighter the corner is. So if he says 1, that's a very, very tight corner. If he says 6, that's a very slight corner. There's really not much to it. So this right 6, it means I can carry probably a good amount of speed. Left 3 here probably means I want to be in second gear. Yep, second gear seems about right through there. I haven't learned yet either if you actually lift off the throttle in this car, and if you're just not on the throttle or the brakes, that gives the car some oversteer. So right now I'm just understeering all over the shop. I'm just it's terrible. Every time I accelerate or brake, I'm just understeering constantly. So we have a little jump here, and then the larger numbers that he's saying like 60. I believe that's the length of a straight in meters. So left 3 long and then 80 means that there's a left 3, which is a slow corner, and then 80 meters of just full throttle. And that's sort of, as far as I can tell, that seems to be. So I just kind of used problem solving to figure that out. I believe that's right, as far as I can tell. So slight left, yep, and then 80 meters of going straight, and then yeah, another slight left. Oh gosh, get more to the left-hand side, please, Justin. And then a right 2 means I'm going to need to slow right down, probably get it down into second gear. I've not done that though. I've stayed in third gear, which actually hasn't worked out too badly. Interesting. I was critical of that. So we've got a left 4 coming up here. So that's like a third gear corner probably, and of course I'm in second for that one, so I'm just selecting all the gears that are different from what I'm saying in commentary. Oh gosh, and I'm understeering my way right off the circuit once again. The track is going to narrow here, and then we're going to go to the left. Oh my gosh. And I can tell you, it's pretty darn scary when you have this much understeer constantly. Oh, I'm carrying so much speed now through these corners. Oh, I'm going so much faster than I have before. Getting a little bit of air on the right-hand side only. Didn't really lift up, but he said, yeah, right 1. And I think that's the first moment I've used the handbrake. That's the very first moment that I've used the handbrake. I have not touched the handbrake until that moment. That was a terrible corner, to be totally honest. And yeah, another very tight corner here. Oh gosh, and yeah, I did not get on the handbrake for that one. And let's see, I'm gonna have to use reverse, aren't I, so I don't drive off the mountain. There we go, selecting reverse. Oh gosh, yeah, the Mini responds surprisingly well in reverse with the short wheelbase and the front wheel drive. When you reverse this thing, it feels way faster than it does going forward. I was thinking you could almost do one of these rallies faster in reverse, or at least the tighter sections anyway, because it just has so much grip and responds so quickly when it's in reverse. So a pretty tight corner here, and then we have a high-speed right, and then a high-speed left, and then 130 meters actually of flat out. So yeah, there we go. We're going to get up into fourth gear. It's a 4-speed transmission on this Mini. Right 6, okay, right 4, so I'm definitely going to want to brake, but yeah, okay, I went down into third gear. Getting towards the... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the stage was just the bottom quarter of the line on the left. So now we're just passing the halfway point of this stage. Oh gosh, I'm just understeering right into a rock, and I just barely missed that rock. I think there was a bump right in front of the rock that actually pushed me away from the rock. Oh, and again, I'm just understeering off to the right-hand side. And again, the right side is just lifting up, and I'm on the brakes, getting it slowed down, just about keeping it out of the barrier. So I'm looking much more comfortable already. It's been less than 5 minutes since I started this stage. Of course, I did have 2 mulligans on it, but I'm definitely seeming a lot more confident already in the car and my understanding of how it works. I can tell you, one of the big things that I had a tough time transitioning to when it comes to rally racing, coming from, track racing, is the amount of steering angle that you need. You really need to use a lot of steering angle, which actually has me thinking that I might want to use the stick shifter on my Driving Force GT so that I can do one-handed steering in this car. That's probably not how I would want to do it in real life, but because this is a video game, I think that's probably the best choice. Down into first gear and just understeering, unfortunately, which means my line was all messed up for this tight right-hander. Down the hill we go. Track's going to tighten up a little bit through this. Oh gosh, yep, and I'm down into the trees. And yeah, I'm going to have to recover vehicle, so that's a 12-second time penalty. And I've cracked my windshield, which is actually more of a hindrance when you're so new to the game than anything else, really. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's at points in this game where I get damage to the car, and it's way less annoying. Yeah, I completely missed the call out for that left one. Or did I, actually? That wasn't half bad. I got tons of understeer at corner exit, but I looked pretty nice going into corner entry. Oh my gosh, and we have another tight one. Oh, and that worked out even better than the one previous. So that worked out pretty well. Looking, again, much better than I did initially. Coming to the end of this stage now. We'll have one more stage in this video. This first video is longer than the rest of the episodes are going to be. I've already got 5 episodes, believe it or not, ready to go and record commentary for. So the other ones are going to be more in the 10 to 15 minute range, but this one's a little bit on the longer side because it's the first episode, and I wanted to show all that stuff. So here we go, flat out to the line as we're going to finish this stage in just under 7 minutes. I don't think that's a very quick time. Yeah, I'm 6th. So this is a 4-stage rally, so I've got 3 opportunities to try and climb my way up, but a minute 47 behind the next guy. However, I'm only about 36 seconds behind 3rd. So 3rd is achievable, I would say, if I really improve my driving. Okay, so the next race is at Pomona. Tricks are for kidsy. Pomona Tricks are for kidsy. They got some weird sounding places in Greece, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, and then I forgot you can repair your car. I definitely would have repaired the windshield if I'd remembered to do it. Right 3, left 6, so yeah, this is gonna be a high-speed corner. Oh man, coming up and over the hill. So already this course is seeming a little bit higher speed, a little bit faster paced than the previous one. Oh, and I've completely messed up that corner right into a bush. I don't think that did massive amounts of damage. It certainly lost me a good amount of time, but I don't think I broke any parts off the car or anything like that. How we do this downhill left-hander, using the handbrake a couple of times there, actually, at corner entry and mid-corner as well. Oh, handbrake there, so I'm already feeling better with the handbrake. That's already several applications of the handbrake there, but unfortunately I've completely messed up this corner. And, oh God, as soon as you let go of the handbrake, you have, or as soon as you get on the handbrake, you have a good amount of oversteer. And then as soon as you let go of it, you just have tons of understeer. And as soon as you get on the throttle, you have even more understeer. Now, up at the top right, it says split time, by the way, -6, -5, -4. So I'm actually green right now, which is strange. There we go. Someone is absolutely destroying me now. 2.6 seconds ahead there after. So they gained 8 seconds on me. I was 6 seconds ahead of the next person. Now I'm 2 seconds behind. So they gained 8 seconds in a period of like 20 seconds. Taking out some fencing there. Trying to get back on the road if I can. Windshield wipers are coming on. When that happens, it's automatic, actually. I left the right 2. Yep, so I'm going to need to slow down for that one. Windshield wipers I have on automatic. I've completely bollocksed up that corner. Like, that was just absolute garbage, to be totally honest. But that's all right. We're going to continue on. At least it's not a crash. I would rather take the corner poorly than to just crash right off the circuit. But you can see very slow at corner entry into that corner. Just no confidence of really how to take that sort of stuff. But I'm getting better and better with the car. Rapidly approaching the halfway point of this stage, actually, and nearing the end of this video as well. Ooh, carrying lots of speed up and over that hill, up into 4th and final gear. Oh, gosh, very far to the right-hand side. Need to stay to the left-hand side through this left-hander. Oh, and then, oh, gosh, and I just about managed to keep it on the circuit. Just about. Big handbrake moment into this corner. I'm completely missing my apexes, but I'm not running off the circuit, which is like a huge ego boost. Like, that's exactly what you need. We passed the halfway point now. I missed the split up at the top right, but it was definitely red. You could also tell on the left-hand side, that section of bar, the sector 2, that was red as well. And I really don't know where I'm going here. Going down into sort of like a riverbed, and then, ooh, this is very interesting. Very tight corners through here. In fact, this is looking familiar. I think this might be one of the stages that I drove earlier, just in reverse. Oh, and I've just carried way too much speed through there. Can I get back up and on this circuit in the next 10 seconds? It looks like I can. I'm turning the wheel heavily to the right, but the car just does not want to get back on the circuit. There we go. It would have been a 12-second time penalty, and it took me 10 seconds to get back on track, so I saved myself a couple of seconds by not doing the recover vehicle option. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one of the earlier stages just in reverse, if I'm not mistaken, because that tight section seemed very familiar. Down into first gear, that's almost never a good idea. I've learned since doing this. First gear in this car is just a whole lot of wheel spin and not much else. So I stayed in second gear for this one, and again, you can see much better actually, accelerating my way out of there instead of just redlining and being stuck at 30 kilometers an hour. I assume it's kilometers per hour on the dashboard. Actually, now I'm not certain. Anyway, got to stay to the right there. There's a big old cliff to the left-hand side. Left 4, I should be staying in third gear for this, possibly using some handbrake. Yes, I do use just a small application of the handbrake just to get myself turned in for the corner. So again, I'm trying to learn the handbrake, and I'm quickly learning how useful it is. As you can see, handbraking that corner again, unfortunately not quite enough. But again, staying on the circuit, so I'm happy with that. We're in the final portion of this stage now. Almost 4.5 minutes into it. Ooh, a little dip on the right-hand side. And that was another thing that I was learning, is that you really want to use the camber to your advantage. Anytime there's any sort of natural camber to a corner, you really want to grab that to the best of your ability. It seemed to help me significantly anyway. I'm not sure if that's really what top rally drivers are doing or anything like that, but I am far from being a top rally driver, as you guys can plainly see in this first video. But I'm very excited about the future of this career series. Really looking forward to getting out of this car, if I'm totally honest. I'm really looking forward to getting out of the Mini and into something that's either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, because I feel like that's going to make a lot more sense for me. Just about every car I've ever owned has either been all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. I have a car right now that's front-wheel drive, but that's the only one I've ever had. And I didn't... It was more like it was such a good deal, I had to go for it, type of thing. So, so we were third for that stage, 28 seconds off the leader. That is going to move us into fourth position in the championship now. So we're moving up in the world, and that's good. The next race is going to be at Urea Pepsi. So make sure you tune in next time to check out my rally at Urea Pepsi. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.